I cannot tell you how happy I am today. Hi, Benjamin.
Hi,
So
Nan.
good to see you. My goodness. My wonderful publisher, Benjamin Darling at Laughing Elephant. I'm so grateful for you. So grateful. But I have to first welcome everyone. And while we've been waiting to go live, I've been watching the screen and seeing everyone sign in. And it's just filled me with such a sense of love and just that we're all together. And I've just got the happiest heart now. I can't even express myself. And I have to give a special shout out to Judith Nelson and Benjamin. This dear friend has given over 100 copies
Wow.
of the book to her friends, to people that she loves and cares for. And she sends me their responses all the time. And it's just like, oh my goodness, how did this even happen? This is so perfect. So it's all thanks to you. So everyone, this is my publisher, Benjamin Darling,
Hi, everyone.
San Diego.
San Diego. Do we have people checking in from all over the world, Nan? Like,
Now I can't
oh,
hear you.
I was asking if people were checking in from all over the world.
Okay, so they're checking in, but I don't know where they are. So they have to everyone, you're going to have to tell me where you are.
So we'll wait a
I
couple
can't
minutes.
tell you where everyone is, but I'm getting lots of hearts. So I see the hearts rolling in. So we'll give everyone maybe about 4 or 5 minutes to make sure that everyone has signed in. And then I understand that you have questions for me.
I do. Absolutely.
In a way, I'm very glad that I didn't read them in advance. So I know you'll go easy on me, right?
Nothing too hard, Nan.
Okay.
Is everybody healthy there?
Yes, 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 we are. And Nika's here, and she's my goodness, Nika, the learning curve on doing all this, and she's showing this to me. She doesn't want me to talk about her, but a round of applause for Nika. Anyway, I'm going to be in so much trouble for that. She's doing this. Anyway, okay, so please, when you check in, tell me where you are so I can give a shout out. I'm seeing Hartsdorf, but I don't know where you are. So, okay, all right. Hi, Colleen. Hi, in LA. And let me see what else. Oregon. Hi, Casey Shannon. Hi, a fellow artist. It's so good to know you're checking in. This is wonderful. So, let me see. All right, so they're still checking in. Oh, Miss Drew said that I rock. Okay. Well, you rock. Let me tell you, you are amazing. She's my template for doing good. Really. Template for doing good. Okay. So let me see. Palm Desert. Okay, so where's Japan now? And I'm waiting for Paris and all of that. So okay, so Nika, what do you think? Should we? Okay, I'm getting the thumbs up from the boss, so we can begin. So, okay, questions from my publisher.
Yes. Well, I'll start by reintroducing myself. I'm Benjamin Darling, publisher of Laughing Elephant Books here in San Diego, California. And you all know the inimitable Nan Rae, so no introduction needed there. It's good to see you, Nan.
It's so good to see you. I miss you.
I miss you too. I saw you. Was that in January?
Right, right. Now, it's hard for me to hear you now. You could maybe turn it up a bit.
There's an echo.
Oh, okay. We're trying to get rid of the echo. When I can hear you, there's an echo. So, right. So we were supposed to go to the opera, right?
Yeah, well, we still will.
We still will, right.
But and interrupt me if you can't hear me. I was thinking about when we first conceived this book, which was sometime last year, I believe, over dinner, and you were telling me about your classes and how people reacted, and we've known each other for a while. I think
Wow.
maybe 20 years now. And as my mind goes, I thought, there's a book in this. So I guess my first question to you is, how did you conceive of What If? How did we get there?
Well, you're right. It's all you're doing. And that night when you made it very clear that you thought that I could write a book, I'm going, oh no, no, not a book, and no, not a serious book, and not, oh my goodness, you want all of my whatever's in a book. And because as an artist, the books I write are about art and about painting. And I think primarily we're talking about our life journey and so many of the lessons that I've learned, and a lot of them in teaching and in the way in relating to people and having them respond to me. And I I can't really take full credit for the book because when I sat down at the computer, it came out in a totally different form than what I had anticipated. And it came out in these what ifs. And by the way, I read this book every day to remind myself the what ifs, the things that I learned, and many of them hard lessons, the things that I learned in my life to make it workable and so that I could be fully open to life and everything that would present itself to me and in my universe that I could be able to give all that I wanted to. So it turned out to be not this complicated, deep think book, but something very basic. And then, Benjamin, the truth is, life is very simple.
Yeah.
And I think what we all do is we complicate it. We just, no, it can't possibly. You mean if we're loving and kind, that's going to work for us? How can that possibly work for us? Yes, it will. And so, you mean if we don't worry, we're going to see that we can meet every day?
Yeah.
And so the simplicity of the book, I think, startled me more than maybe it did you. I don't know. Were you surprised when you saw the finished product?
My memory of it is that we were at this really wonderful Italian restaurant, and we ordered like 20 things off the menu. We had 2 pizzas and 5. I mean, it was insane. And then we just got to talking as we do, and it kind of struck me that, because I'm not a painter, but that a lot of what your classes are about isn't about painting. It's
Right.
about something else.
Right.
And so that's when I sort of tuned into this idea that there was a message there. I didn't have any conception beyond that and just sort of threw it out. And then I think we parted ways, and it might have been later that night, or certainly by the next morning, you were like, okay, I'm done. Like, it just, once you I don't know, opened that door.
Right.
Walking through it was inspirational, almost as if you'd been writing the book subconsciously for a long time, and you just had to put pen to paper.
Well,
So,
the finished product actually startled me, and I'm reminded of when Bob Dylan, not that I'm in any way comparing myself to Bob Dylan, but when he was asked where did the songs come from, how did he write the songs, and he was explaining he was like a conduit, and they just flowed through him, and so in a way, I can hardly take any credit for it because I just sat down and you're exactly right. 1, 2, 3 in the book was finished. And then the next day, picking the artwork was out of over 1,000 images. It was just that simple in picking the artwork that went with everyone. A very strange experience.
and you did a
You're right. It all stemmed from the classes because so often I'll have a student come to me and look at me so intently and say, "It's not about the art, is it?" And that's it.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
And so, and the design and the look of the book is also pretty special. And that was you. That wasn't me with my publisher hat on. You
Well,
decided how you wanted it.
well, actually, a lot of it is Nika because see, I'm getting this again. No, no, that's talking about it. So I went to Barnes and Noble and I looked through all of the books because I wanted the book to have a special look, and I wanted it to be an art book, but something deeper to really convey something. I didn't even know what, but I knew there was something that I wanted. And I'm looking, and I probably brought back 3, 4 books. And I said, Nika, would you mind going to Barnes and Noble? And so she discovered the binding.
Yeah.
Going, I was just there. How come I didn't see that? So thanks to her, yes. So
And
people comment on it, really.
it's a very unusual binding, and it's reminiscent of a sort of a Japanese
Exactly.
hand binding. And I know when we took it to the printer, they were somewhat skeptical because it's very untraditional.
Right.
And I was like, no, this is the way Nan wants it. So we're going to do it that way. And you're right. The way it's constructed, if you open it, it will lay flat so that
exactly. And that was the whole point of it also, so that people could leave it open and the pages would be flat. So yeah, the bonus round.
That brings me to the next topic I wanted to discuss with you.
Okay.
How do you envision, or how do you use the book? Is it a page a day? Do you journal in it? What are some of your ideas for how people can best interact with it? Or what have you heard from people about how they're interacting with it?
Well, people are using it as a daily meditation, which is so inspiring to me. What I do, because usually I sign the books that are going out the next day. So at night I sign them, and then I can't help myself. I just open it up and I go, "Wow, that's right. What about?" So what if we see our obstacles as a gift with a blessing hidden inside? And I go, "Wow, is that?" I go, "That's perfect for me." No, again, I can't take credit for that, but it's so. Some people originally, remember, the idea was people could journal in the book itself, but I think people are finding it. They really don't want to mark up the book. So what I would hope they would do is have their own journal next to it. And what I've started to do is just take a page at a time and really think about it. Yeah. But it's amazing how many people are saying that they needed the meditation. So, Benjamin, what to me, because I know initially we had aimed to have the publication in November, December of last year.
Yeah.
That was to April of this year, but it was perfect. I mean, this book was absolutely to be right now.
I'd forgotten about that.
Wow.
You were in a big hurry, as you tend to be.
I'm shocked.
And I said, man, this publishing doesn't work that way. It's a very 19th century business, not a 21st century business.
You did say that, right?
But you're right; it all worked out because it came out at the exact right moment.
Right, right.
And tell me, you're signing books for people and putting them in the mail, and they can get those on your site. But you also have something you're doing for people that are overseas. Am I right?
Right, because a lot of people from Europe were ordering the book, and we were just so unhappy with the cost of postage. So we've been telling them to go to Amazon. Anyone that orders on Amazon, I send a card with the inscription on the card, so they can just read that in the book.
That's wonderful. And they could, I was thinking when you were talking about journaling, they could get two.
That's spoken like a true publisher.
That's the business side of me.
Right, exactly.
Now, when we get to the end, we're going to take questions. So,
yes, right.
I wanted to talk about your next book a little bit. The idea, before we show it though.
Yes.
The idea I had, now we've been friends a long time and we've been out to dinner a number of times. And the book I really wanted to see was the Nan Rae diet book. Because Nan Rae eats better than anybody I know. And yet stays slim and beautiful. So that was my conception, but you had a different idea.
Well, do you remember you came over to the house for dinner and we were talking about the next book? And I said, I was telling you that people were responding to What If?
Yeah.
They were responding to it. And the way they would respond on Instagram was, this is just what I needed today.
Mm-hmm.
And so as a amazing publisher, you go, that's the title. That is the book title. Because it's just what we all need today. So I know everyone who has the book are going, well, she's got another book. Yes, this one took maybe a full week to do eventually. Anyway, whenever we post something on Instagram on Nan Rae, we always have a quote with it. And what I noticed is that people respond as much to the quote as they do to the art. And again, it seems to be just what they need at the time, just what they need today. So we decided to take the quotes that have the most responses, and in a lot of it in order of response, and that would be the book. And so that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And I've seen the advances in it. It looks wonderful. The breadth of the quotes really impressed me.
Right.
The variety of voices you have in there, and again with the beautiful art. So I'm excited for that, and you will push me to go faster than.
Right. So anyway, we do have the cover, a mock-up of the cover. Do you see that? Yay!
Oh, that's beautiful.
What?
Upside down.
Oh, did I do it upside down?
That you said. No, you said.
This one? Oh, Mika said I can use this one.
Ah, perfect.
Last minute.
Okay, all right. So apparently it's not in reverse. I'm so confused, but anyway. So it's not, I had Mika to direct me. So anyway, this is the mock-up of the new book.
It's going to be fantastic.
Ta-da.
So
And again, thanks to you for pushing me to do this. Wow. And wow. All your idea.
it all started just a little while ago and over dinner, and thanks to you for keeping it all rolling.
Well, this is what we've decided. There's going to be 4 of them. And so each one, the cover will be one of the 4 gentlemen, and then inside will be more inspirational quotes.
Wonderful. Good to see you, Nan. Yeah. Should we see if there's any questions?
Well, let me see. Anyone have a question? Mika, do you see them or do I see them?
No questions.
No questions yet. So, Benjamin, you can ask me 4 more questions.
All right. Let me think of 4 more questions. You just recently did 2 classes online for your brush painting. How did those go?
It was so much fun. And I hate to say it, but I think the live classes are even better than when people gather around because the students get to really see the brushwork and the movement of the brush up close a lot more than say they would in class. And then afterwards, they can replay the video over and over again and really get this in-depth understanding. So, and it was so much fun. I'm amazed. So I love all this techie stuff.
And you were teaching at the Huntington, as I recall.
Right.
And now people have the opportunity because you were oversubscribed, I think, for.
Exactly. I think Mika has a question.
Okay, we have a question by Susan Marie Tabush. When will it be published?
Okay, that's that's for you.
That's a plant, I can tell.
No, it isn't. Honest.
We're shooting for December of this year.
Okay.
Which is pretty quick, but I was so pleased with what's going on with this book, and I think Nan was too. The response has been overwhelming, and the good I think that Nan is doing with the book is really inspiring. So I think we agreed we would hurry this along as fast as possible and try to get it out by December. And I think, at least on Nan's site, at the very least, there'll be some opportunity to pre-order pretty quickly.
Right. Exactly right.
Goal is December, which now I've said on Facebook, so
right.
it has to happen.
And Mika has another question.
From Lisa Bowman, Benjamin, are Nan's books unique to your publishing company?
We've done in the past some inspirational books. I mean, Nan's books are completely unique, of course, because Nan makes them. But we did a book, and we'll actually be reissuing it this June, called "This Is My Wish for You." I don't know if you remember it, Nan.
I do. Yeah. I love it.
We did that book 25 years ago, and unlike Nan's book, it's illustrated with vintage artwork from our collection. But similar to that, it's inspirational, and it wishes good things from giver to receiver. Mm-hmm. And so I thought that Nan's work fit very well with some of the other things we do. of an inspirational nature. So unique, but fits nicely with what we're doing.
And another question.
From Casey Shannon, do you write your own quotes?
Oh, all right. That's interesting. Well, I completely wrote What If, but in the new book, it's going to be quotes from people far loftier than I.
One of the things I like about the new book, man, is um, a lot of people quote the same quotes that you hear over and over and over again. Not to say that they're not good, but some of them are pretty well worn. A lot of the things in the new book I'd never seen before, so it was a treat to get some really new information. So,
oh, great. And another question.
Do you have another book in the works?
Definitely.
Nancy Waldman.
Maybe 4 more. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. From Miss Judith, what is the story on the beautiful ring that Nan Rae often wears on her right hand?
Oh, thank you. Right. So years and years and years ago, I saw this perfect piece of jade in Hawaii, and that's not surprising. And so this stone, and I brought the stone back, and I had it made into a ring. And this was rather prophetic because it was before I did brush meaning. So maybe everything is written out for us. And okay, so we have someone in Italy. Paula? Hi, Italy. Oh, now, Benjamin, is this kind of fabulous? We're talking to someone in Italy. Wow, don't you love it?
It's amazing, this technology. Nika helped me too, because I had no idea.
Right.
We should get Nika out from behind the camera somewhere.
She's shaking her head. No,
I know. But
yeah, she has another question.
All right.
Okay, from Christina Melendez, what quote from What If would you say symbolizes your overall mindset and attitude towards life the most?
Oh, that's so good. Probably the knowing deep inside that we are loved. That we are loved. And once you really feel that and know that, it kind of pushes fear aside and it allows us to live our best life. So I would say that's the overarching for my life, to know that, to feel it, and to want to share that with everyone, to be open to everyone, accepting of everyone, and being kind to everyone. So, okay, so that's towards the end of the book. And if it's okay with you, I'll read it to you. What if we decide to just take a deep breath and believe? Believe that we are loved beyond description and that not only will all our needs be met, but also our wants, and that we'll be able to share this amazing understanding with every life we touch. So I would say for me that's the overarching, most important part of my life. And it really makes everything else make sense. So you can be open and kind and you can be non-judgmental. If you feel accepted, you don't need to judge anyone else. So, yeah.
That's beautiful. You know what I like, Nan, is that the what if concept is an invitation. It's not a command.
Right.
Yeah. It's an invite. Every page is an invitation that allows you to accept and walk through that door into that new reality. So I think just the what if at the beginning of every one makes it special too.
Right, right. And another question.
Will you add an area in the new book for journaling?
Okay, maybe we should. I don't know. You know, that's something to really think about doing. Sure. With the new book, because excuse me, again, because it can lie flat, the quotes and the artwork are going to flow from page to page. Unlike What If, where the opposite page is a blank, just a color page. So there might not be room within the book, but maybe we could have some pages at the end of the book, Benjamin, just some blank pages.
Well, while you were talking, Nan, I was thinking, what if we made a companion journal for the title?
Oh that's wonderful.
Well, when we're done here, we're going to have to talk about the
Okay, so
companion journal.
you realize you're going to have to do that for What If, because you don't want What If to feel, yeah.
Left out.
What a good idea. Oh my
It's
goodness.
becoming a publishing program.
Well, I tell you, I will definitely use it. So,
Good. Yeah.
Wow, good idea. Wow.
Thank you, whoever suggested that.
Right, yes.
Sandy Siegel.
Oh, Sandy, thank you. Thank you. Wow. All right.
From Lisa Bowman, she says, it's lovely to hear you read, Nan. You need to do more of it.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love you and I miss you. Kisses, hugs to you. My goodness.
And from Lynn Tucker, I don't want to write in the book. I would like to.
Well, that's
Thank
okay.
you, Lynn. I appreciate that, Lynn. We're going to have a journal for you soon.
Right, exactly. Right. That's such a good. And also, Benjamin, the paper for the journal should not be as slick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
we'll do a nice matte paper for it.
Right, exactly.
We're planning it right now.
Right. So does this constitute a meeting? A business meeting?
I think so.
Right up your alley. My goodness.
I'd be interested to hear what other people's favorite lines are, if anybody out there has one.
Oh, that's very good. Yes, so everyone, what has impacted you the most in reading the book? Which What If it is a game changer for you? So while they're thinking of that, I think you still have 4 questions for me, or maybe 3. No?
I do.
Nika's cracking up over that.
Well, let me think.
Okay. We're thinking. All right, everyone, quiet now.
I'm thinking. Usually, when you and I get together, we have a 4-hour lunch, and it evaporates in a moment. But here, when you put me on the spot,
right, exactly. So,
getting back to the What If book,
yes,
people can get it on your site.
Absolutely. And all they have to do is go to nanraestudio.com and they will get an inscribed copy with my love. Yeah.
And if they're overseas,
Amazon,
and then they'll just drop you a email through your site.
Exactly.
And you can get them a copy.
Right.
As well.
Right. Yeah.
Wonderful. And what else are you working on there in Los Angeles now?
Well, what else are we doing? We've been really concentrating on the online classes and figure that out. The learning curve on that is quite interesting. And I've been busy writing books, and we're shipping supplies, and we've been really busy, so it's been good. It's all good.
What's the first thing you're gonna do when you get off quarantine? What's your
Probably stand. You know, truth is, I guess people think I'm a gadabout because I do go out a lot, but
mm,
basically I'm a nester, so I have no problem. I think I've been sequestered for over 7 weeks, and it seems like 10 days.
yeah.
So I'm sort of enjoying it. I'm what would I want to do? I being sort of a wannabe foodie, maybe going to, maybe I'd go to Whole Foods, I don't know, or maybe go to the farmer's market, something like
Mm,
that. I'm not quite sure. I think it'll be very tentative because I'm sort of enjoying this. And
sounds like you've
I'm
settled in.
feeling very productive. We do a lot of process videos, so
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot of painting, and this is working for me. So I'm an introvert that leads an extroverted life. So
I
anyway.
hear you on that one.
So I don't know. I think that what I'm seeing with so many people is that this is a chance to really reevaluate or to think about our lives and how we
Hmm.
want to spend the rest of our lives. And it seems to be that what if is causing people to see that they don't have to be just, going and going and doing and doing. But as we learn to be more into being as compared to doing,
Hmm.
if the takeaway for myself personally, can be following everything here when I do go for it, to be even more mindful, to be even
Yeah.
more mindful. Because sometimes, I think more in the West, we're more concerned with just, this fast pace, go, go, go. Whereas in the East, I was always so struck by how they relate to nature and
Hmm.
the relationship amongst people so much more. Where in Japan, all the bowing. I really,
Right.
because it's such a great way to say, I see you. And not only do I see you, but I respect you and I acknowledge you. So I think that those of us who do take this time to reflect, if we can, when we do go out, if we can be more mindful of these things, it's going to be very impactful. So I think we have another question.
It's from Barbara. Her favorite what if is that what if we could be quiet for one whole day? No TV, cell phone, podcast, music, social media, and definitely no news. Just quiet, letting our systems regenerate and free up space in our brains for joyful things.
Wow.
Barbara, thank you so much. That is so important. What startles me sometimes, because I always paint having music on, and there's always sound on. And sometimes late at night, when I turn the sound off and it's still, and it's kind of like, this is really good, you know? So we don't realize how much the world is constantly impacting on us and how we need to withdraw, absolutely need to withdraw. So, yeah, thank you, Barbara. That's exactly it. So, if when all this is over, if we could just have a habit of unplugging, yeah,
I heard something recently, Nan, that the only real tragedy here is if we come out of it unchanged, and I think that's a great sentiment.
right,
Um,
right,
I
right.
have not tried going a whole day without a phone.
Well, I try and do that on Sunday, but Benjamin, it's really sort of like we've all been sent to our room to think about what we've done.
Yes,
I think it's really going on now.
which
And
is uncomfortable.
don't come out till you change.
Yeah, which can be uncomfortable at times.
Well,
Reflecting.
yeah, it can be very uncomfortable, but that's a good thing,
Now, when we met, Nan, back in whatever it was, 80 something or other, you were doing, as I recall, some greeting cards, and the whole Instagram, Facebook, Nan Rae international celebrity thing had yet to begin. How did that come about?
Well,
Tell us about how you got from brush painting to being a superstar.
oh my goodness. Well, really? Anyway, if I lecture artists, one of the first questions I always get is, what is your 5-year plan? Well, that
Yeah.
makes me giggle because I don't have a 5-minute plan. I probably shouldn't admit this, but I really don't. I just see what the day presents to me and try to act accordingly. So eventually, all of it happened so organically, one thing after another, and none of it planned. And everything has just come to me. And I get the most amazing things that come to me, like this ad agency in San Francisco, and they wanted me to do a formula for a drug that sold $1 billion in sales, a Japanese company. So they wanted me to do the formula, which was all, as you know, rods and circles. This is not my wheelhouse at all. I said yes to it, and just it worked out beautifully. And I think this decision to just be open and say yes, because you never know what's behind the door that you walk through. And when
Yeah.
I first did the gift show, which is where we met, the California gift show at the convention center, and someone said, "Hey, Nan, do you want to do the gift show?" And I said, "Sure."
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what the gift show was. I had no idea. I didn't even know what a convention center was. I had no clue. And so one thing led to another. And that's the way all of it has been. I wish I could say that I had this master plan and but it just all happened. And the Instagram happened when Instagram happened. And someone said, "Hey, do you know about this?" I said, "No, that's so cool. What is that?" And then I went on Instagram. I don't know. That it's beyond me. It's above my pay grade, actually.
I remember you showed up with a lot of positivity and that yes, you had a smile on your face and a kind of a radiance that I think attracted people, and that's the part you bring to a large extent. But I do remember that you never showed up in the morning.
Everyone hated me. I know. All the business were there at the crack of dawn.
Yeah.
I would saunter in the bathroom.
We all hated you for it. It's about 11:30. Nan will be showing up anytime.
Oh my goodness, you're right. Oh, that's so embarrassing. We have another question, fortunately.
It's from Nancy Waldron. Her favorite what if is that what if we make a decision to keep short accounts?
Oh my goodness, exactly. Keep short accounts. Even better than that, don't even notice when you're offended. That's even better than keeping short accounts. Don't even notice. Just, Isn't that interesting?
That's
And,
good advice.
yeah.
So, Nan, you're doing books and classes, and what else? Tell us what else you've got going on in your world.
Well, we still have the greeting cards, and I have this wonderful relationship with Trader Joe's. And what's so interesting is people are more impressed when they see Trader Joe's using one of my images, and I try and go, I've exhibited at the Grand Palais. That means nothing to you? Nothing. Anyway, life is interesting.
Trader Joe's means you've arrived.
Nika.
For Miss Judith, the strength of the book is that it comes from how Nan lives and believes, from inside, not topically applied.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Yeah, I have to say that's true. But again, what I said in the beginning, everything in the books, these are lessons hard learned.
Yeah.
Some of them, I didn't just pop out knowing this stuff.
It's very true that if you know Nan, that this is from her heart, and the person you see and listen to and are reading about is Nan. There's no, that's her genuine self.
Thank you. We haven't, fortunately, we have another question.
From Curtis, is the binding of the next book going to be the same?
Hi, Curtis. Amazing photographer and videographer. Yes, the binding will be exactly the same. Yeah. Right, Benjamin?
Yeah. Whatever you say.
Good.
I just say yes. I learned that.
That's funny. Good. So, all right. So, you still have some questions for me. I know you do. You don't. You said you did.
I shot through
6 questions you were going to ask me.
I shot through them so quick. Let me think. What other questions I have for you? Tell me about what's coming up with classes. What's the next class that's on the agenda?
Okay, the schedule will be the same as it was at the Huntington and in the studio. The next class will be the third Wednesday in May. And what's the date?
May 20th.
Oh, May 20th. And the subject is going to be Chinese, and
May 30th.
May 30th, we're going to do the Chinese orchid and also fuchsia. So we're going to have 2 subjects on the Saturday class.
Now, you mentioned, Nan, the 4 gentlemen. Tell me.
In brush painting in China, Japan, Korea, the 4 gentlemen are so important. There's the plum, bamboo, of course, which is probably the most important. And the reason why bamboo is so revered is because in a strong storm, the bamboo will bend and it doesn't break.
Mm-hmm.
And so this literati, a German scholar, is an attribute that they want to emulate, this idea of not resisting and to just bend. And, there's a wonderful lesson in that. If we could just do that to one another, if we would give the other person the right to their opinion, the right to these things that we may want to be combative about. If we could just say, oh, that's really interesting. I really want to understand that. That doesn't mean we have to follow it, but it means that we have to be open to it and just bend to it instead of this continual resistance. So bamboo is one of the 4 gentlemen or 4 seasons. It represents summer. Plum, the plum blossom, every time we post a plum blossom painting, people love it. And the plum, the German scholars would go for a walk and they would see amidst the snow, they'd see the first plum blossom and they would just be ecstatic. And maybe they'd write a poem about it, do beautiful calligraphy and a painting. And then you have the mum, the chrysanthemum, and the Chinese orchid. So these are the high gentlemen of the four seasons of brush painting. So we thought that would be kind of cool to have each cover represent one of their four seasons.
So number 2 is the plum.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Wonderful.
Right.
Do we have more questions, Nika?
No, she's saying no. No more questions. Okay. So let me see. I don't see anything here either. Okay, someone wants to sign up for the Saturday class. You know, I miss all my students so much. So to be able to have these online classes and connect with them is so great. It's really wonderful. I think that I always get more out of the classes than any of the students do. It just, yeah, I really do. So Nika, when you do this now, he's the boss of me, by the way. No, I'm kidding. I'm not supposed to say that. Nika, what would you like us to do now?
What's the main takeaway of what if?
Well, all right. So, should we ask people for that? Their main takeaway for the What If book?
Or what would you like the buyers or the people that bought your book and are gifting your book? What would you like them to take from the book? What is?
Well, okay. If in having this book and in looking at the pages, if it gives you a pause, if it just gives you the, if it just gives you that sense that you just sort of back away from that, what do you call that hamster wheel?
The hamster wheel.
And reconnect with your true self. I think in our civilization, it's so easy to lose contact with who we really are. And I just strongly believe that every single person has a purpose. But many of us don't even know what our purpose is or even believe that we have one. So everyone has a purpose that's unique to us. And it's like this puzzle. So without your purpose, Benjamin, my purpose, everyone watching, all of that is needed. Just like in the ecology, how everything fits together and is so beautifully made. We all fit together like that, but the difficulty is that we don't know it. So if people could take away from this just that pausing to reconnect with themselves, to really reconnect with the truest part of themselves. And if in doing that, if they can, because as adults, many of us have gone through a lot, and some of us have gone through some really heavy stuff. And if we can just let all that slide away. And I often tell people when they're going through something, just picture this lovely lake. And on this lake, there's a dock, and there's a little boat moored to the dock. I said, and then you take whatever that situation is, and you put it in that boat, and you unmoor it. You let it just sail away.
Mm-hmm.
So if people could do that with their stuff, just let go of it and not worry it and not overthink it, but just let go and see how things do work out and see how even the most difficult situations have such goodness at the end of them. And I can look back at so many hard, difficult, really difficult areas in my life, but I can see the growth for me personally and the good that came out of it that was so, I could never have predicted it. So I think that would be my hope for everyone, that they become even more connected with themselves, with their true self, not the self that our parents wanted us to be or that we society tells us we should be, but who we truly are, who we were really made to be. Was that a long answer?
Nan, there's a quality of relaxing as you're going through the book, and I think you kind of alluded to that, letting go.
Right.
And I think one of the special things, getting back to something I said earlier, is that invitation. Because as I'm reading it and as I'm going through it, what if invites me? It doesn't say I have to. And in some cases, the answer might be not today.
Not quite ready.
Not quite ready. I'm working on that.
Right.
But that's okay too. So
Right.
it leaves it open so that you can interact and let go and relax and revisit it and try again tomorrow. So
Right.
it's a book, and I like books that have a physical component, where they have a reason to exist as a book, so that as you turn the pages, you're participating in something. And What If does a wonderful job of that.
Right. Well, as we mature into our adult selves, so often we're just carved in stone. So our positions are locked in for everything. And that's how we function. So that's how we can go into automatic pilot. But I think the whole idea of what if is such a powerful question. So you're not really saying the answer, but you're asking, well, there's a possibility.
Yeah.
This could really, what if this could really open you up? So I think it's that it's a possibility here that this could really work for you. What if? What if
Yeah.
it seems simple, but what if?
Well, and once you just open yourself up to asking it,
Right.
it's possible. There's nothing stopping you except the fact that you haven't allowed that what if to enter.
Right, right. So, in the book also, I talk about being brave, and that when we're brave, we realize we have to be strong.
Yes.
And I think many people are maybe more females because guys, you're raised, you gotta be tough and you gotta be strong and protect this and da da da. But I think for women, so often this idea of being strong and in full command of themselves is kind of like really scary. So I think if the realization of, well, I can handle being strong, it's okay.
Which is an important message for today when we need a lot of strength.
Where, it's really funny because I'd say 2-3 years ago, and out of my mouth, I started saying, only the strong will survive. Well, I mean, I'm just an optimistic person. That sounds so heavy. Why was I saying that? But it's kind of true.
Yeah.
Kind of true that only the strong will survive. And that backbone, that strength, we can get through this. We're going to get through it. There'll be a new normal, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can adjust to the new normal because it will be different. It's going
And
to be.
We have an inner strength.
Imagine how it's going to be, but it will be different.
And we have an inner strength that you're inviting us to in your book.
Right. Exactly. Right. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So, wow, this is so exciting. This is so much fun because what do you have?
We have from Nancy Waldron, Main takeaway: be joyful and enjoy life.
It
Don't get any better than that.
might as well. Might as well. Yes, Nancy, right. Thank you. That's it. That's a great takeaway. I love it.
And from Janet, beautiful answer, Nan. Everyone should hear these words and hopefully take them to heart or learn to open to it.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, all I can say is it works for me. And when I first had, I mean, I'm basically a very stubborn person, and life had a way of kind of grinding me down, and just so now it's whatever. Oh, okay, fine, sure, I can do it. So all that stubbornness is just, it was so ingrained in me, that defensive stubbornness. And so to let go of that, wow, it's really liberating. I recommend it. Really do.
And then from Sandy Siegel, being under quarantine is giving us the time to pause and try to get back to our true selves and
Right.
decide what's important to our true selves.
Exactly, exactly. And so what a gift this time is, really. What a gift. Because under the normal run of things, we never would be introspective, really. We just, go, go, go. Yeah. Excellent. So again, I have to thank Miss Judith for blessing so many people. Wow, you have a lot of friends, Judith. Love you, and rightly so. So anyway, it's really a good idea. I'm not saying it because it's my book, but the book seems to have its own journey and seems to be really perfect to share with friends.
It was amazing.
Yeah, there's so many books, and you go, oh, that's just for them. It's for them. It's not for me. But I think this is one of those books where people say, oh, that's just for me, but I want to share it. So it's not like they want to share it because they think somebody else isn't thinking right or doing right. It's because it meant so much to them.
Well, and then its message is universal, and that's one of the things that I think makes it work. Is you can give it to anybody in your life, and it's open, it's loving, it's non-doctrinal in any way. So it's an open invitation to people of all varieties, which I think is wonderful.
Right. Thank you. And you made me do it. You made me do it. So, Nika, did you have some reviews to read? I think.
Yeah. I will put it up on the screen. So now we have this is Amazon reviews.
Oh.
Yes, I think this is Lisa Bowman. What if combines fine art and the art of living powerfully? I purchased other books by Nan Rae, and I'm always amazed by her artistry, but this one is her most masterful book thus far. Everything about it is exquisite, from the song binding to artwork to the messages Nan has written. For instance, what if we decide to be hopeful throughout one full day, knowing that everything is under control without our having to control it, and that it's impossible to keep good away if we're hopeful. Every page represents a profound, suggestive inspiration in an original way, one enlarged in scope by her artwork. Also original is the art direction of the book. On the right side is a quote like the one above, coupled by Nan's art. The left-hand page is always a solid color drawn from the artwork that has been carefully, beautifully selected, and one that seems to amplify the message on the right side. If you buy a copy, consider buying the next one, because I promise you're going to want to give one as a special gift. I love this book. Thank you, Nan Rae, for this uplifting offering to the world.
Oh my goodness. Well, again, I have to say, I really can't. Well, maybe I can kind of take credit for the artwork. even there, I just sit down and out it comes. So I don't even feel I can take credit for that. The words happen. And Benjamin, I know you teased me about it, but it was just sitting down at the computer one evening, maybe 4 or 5 hours, and that was it. And so, in a way, I can't take any credit for it. Now, the only credit I will take is that throughout my life, somehow I managed to learn these lessons.
Yeah.
Now, maybe I'll take credit for that. I don't know.
Well, I can't take any credit, Nan. All I said was, what if we made a book?
Right. Right.
Next thing I knew. And Lisa, that is the greatest Amazon review ever written.
The greatest.
And next time we're gonna have Lisa interview you.
Right?
She's got a handle on this whole thing.
She's a writer. She's a brilliant writer. I think Nika has another.
From Curtis, the book is a work of art.
Oh, Curtis, thank you.
And I know Nika doesn't like to be singled out, but Nika worked a lot on the helping put the design together. So
she did it all. She did it all. She's doing this to me again. Oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah. I guess it's better that she stay humble. That's probably a good thing for all of us.
What if?
I mean, she's the boss of me as it is. So, another question.
From Sandy, the artwork and colors are so perfect. Sometimes it's not easy to get that in a book. Laughing Elephant has produced a thing of beauty for you, Nan, and your readers.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we've had a lot of experience, as Nan knows, over a couple decades or more, reproducing art. We do a lot of vintage children's books. We've reproduced a lot of vintage artwork. And so we've gotten pretty good at doing the art justice.
You really did.
Yeah, I think it's worked well with your project. And I'm excited for the next 3 to 30 books we do.
Now, see, there again, I had no idea my life would have this trajectory at all. This was so unplanned. I didn't sit down and I think I'll write a book. It just didn't happen. Another question.
This is another Amazon review.
Oh, okay.
From Donna, this book is a gift for yourself. I pre-ordered this book months ago and couldn't wait for its release to come. The binding is exquisite and so much thought and care went to its presentation. Inside is the author's thought-provoking and heartfelt words are accompanied by her stunning artwork. What a gift this book truly is. The timing of its publication with what we are experiencing as a nation right now is amazing. This is a must-read full of hope and joy, packed with each page. The artwork is inspiring and beautiful to see. This book was way past my expectations and didn't disappoint for one moment.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Take credit for publishing it late, man.
Exactly. Everything in its time. Yeah. That's another thing. You learn not to fret about, another thing, no expectations. Get rid of expectations. That only leads to disappointment. Maybe that should be in the book somewhere because it's true. So just relaxing into, whenever it's published, it'll be published. But at the time, we had no idea about the pandemic. So interesting. Yeah, maybe that's something else.
Okay, another Amazon review from Casey. Gorgeous book. This is a gorgeous book. I'm so pleased with it. The book is beautifully made and put together. Nan's words are very inspiring. This book should be read and reread every day. Nan's artwork is beyond beautiful. Get yourself a steaming hot cup of tea, a pleasant place to sit and relax, and read this book. You will love it.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, C. Shannon. Now, I think, Nan, on the next book,
yes,
we're going to start taking pre-orders pretty soon. And I would recommend, as usual, we're doing this right now. We're having I would recommend people check your site regularly.
Okay.
Because
Sure.
that's going to be the first place they're going to get notice, and
Right.
it's easier for them. So
Right.
subscribe with Nan Rae, and then you'll get advance notice early.
Right.
Or go to my website if you want. But
Right. Yay. Good idea. Thank you.
yeah.
Okay, Nika is typing away something. I'm not quite sure. Oh, there it is. Wow. This is
Thank
good
you.
or what?
Yep.
Wow. Bravo. I mean, all of this, she had to start out at zero. Oh, all right. No, don't say anything. All right. But anyway, what a learning curve. And
You're not supposed to show how the sausage gets made.
Exactly. Right. So
now we had last time I saw you, it was around Christmas time. Now that I recall.
Right.
And you had decorated your house beautifully, and we had a lovely dinner up there.
Right.
That was a really special evening, and you and Nika and I sat around in the studio until the wee hours.
Right, exactly, and that's where the second book was born, really. As soon as I was telling you how people responded to the Instagram quotes, and you thought, wow, that is just what I needed today.
And you've got this beautiful light-filled studio on top of your house, which is just miraculous.
Yeah, I'm so grateful.
You have classes. Well, when we're available to go outside, you have classes up there.
Right, exactly right. Yeah, so I look forward to that happening again. Yeah, but in the meantime, I can still connect. This is so amazing to me that I can still connect with people like this.
Yeah.
That kind of knocks me out. Really
it's wonderful, all the technology that
right.
allows the FaceTime and Zoom meeting, and still be able to talk to friends and family.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and I know it helps everyone. And it really helps everyone. And do you have another question?
It just another review. This one was from Facebook, from Beverly. Your new book, What If, was just delivered this week. It is as beautiful and meaningful as you are inside and out. The synchronicity of the release of your book is essential to the pandemic crisis we are all experiencing in our world at this time. You, dear Nan, are a gift to all who know you, and anyone who has the opportunity to read your uplifting words of encouragement and self-reflection in What If. Stay safe and stay home. Deliciously reading Nan's new book. Awesome.
Wow, that's really humbling.
That's impressive, Nan.
It's really humbling.
You've done a wonderful thing.
Wow. Oh, I'm so grateful. Oh, wow. Yay. Yay, everyone. I'm so grateful. Let me see who else is watching. My goodness. Nika, what would you like us to do now? I can't. Wait. I want you to know that I have a whiteboard here with notes to me. Oh, I'm to wrap it up. Okay, where's the ribbon? I'll just wrap it up. I'll just tie it up. Okay, so now, this is everyone's chance. If you have a final thought or a question for Benjamin or for me, now's the chance. And if not, what, Nika?
From Curtis. It's one of my favorite books ever.
Well, you're one of my favorite people ever. So there you go. That's what. Thank you. Wow, thank you. Yeah, really appreciate that. So, okay, so those of you who haven't ordered or who would like to, you can just go to nanraestudio.com and you'll get an inscribed copy. And I wanted to bless you, bless you, bless you. And those of you who are in Europe, remember Amazon. Oh my goodness. It's actually amazing how Amazon, I mean, we get packages it's like Christmas here from Amazon every day. And isn't that amazing when we're all sequestered, it's best not to go out, that we can get all this stuff delivered. Of course, on the other hand, I don't know, maybe I need to back away from that. Maybe I'm ordering. I'm a member of the Book Day Club. So I get another book every day from Amazon, and I'm realizing I'm a slow reader. I'm not keeping up at all with these books. So anyway, gosh, Benjamin, it's so good to see you. It's so good. So the next time you come to the house, we're making grilled cheese sandwiches.
Oh, lovely. I love grilled cheese sandwiches.
I know.
It's wonderful to see you too. Hi, Nika.
Hi, Benjamin. Hi, everyone.
What a treat to have been able to publish this book, and what an untraditional journey it was for both of us. I think, as we've described, the whole process just sort of fell in place, and then
Right.
we made a couple mistakes and landed in Clover. And at some point, I think I let go of. I kind of had an idea of how we were going to do it, and you were like, "No. That's not how I roll."
I don't remember that part at all.
Yeah, I do.
Apparently you do.
And I was like, "Okay, we'll just do it your way then."
Oh gosh.
So,
I hope I remember to be kind.
oh yeah, you were very, very gracious about it all. But it was just a treat to sort of let it all happen the way it happened. And
Right.
and as you so often point out, everything works when you let it happen.
Right.
So I hope there's many more books and many more interviews.
Oh, me too. This has been great. I appreciate you so much, and I admire you so much. Always have. And our great conversations, and the fact that you are just so literate. Today it's not as common as one would think, but yeah, I really admire that a lot.
Very kind of you to say so. I try for you.
Oh, Nika, did you have another?
Just from Sandy Siegel, maybe Nan should write a book about her favorite restaurant. She's quite a foodie.
The Nan Rae diet book is going to be the one. How to eat 5,000 calories a day.
People, it's really interesting what people pick up on. So, all my going about and posting all this food that I eat. So people are really fixated on that, plus the white shirt.
Yeah.
When I do a demonstration, people pay more attention to the fact that I wear a white shirt and I don't get paint on it.
We didn't even get into the white
and they also know what I'm doing. So it's the white shirt and the food. Yeah. I'll be remembered by that.
And what if? Sounds like people like that too.
Right, exactly. Well, this has been such great fun, and I know Benjamin joins me in thanking everyone for being with us today, and thanking all of you for your support of the book. The book, I know, has its own journey. And so Benjamin and I have released it into the world to just find its way.
the reaction and the
That's really
enthusiasm.
exciting. So now we just get to watch and see the journey that the book takes. So special thanks to everyone. Just heartfelt thanks. Appreciate you all so much. And Benjamin,
Thank
you
you,
on
Nan.
the road. You
The reaction.
absolutely.
Thank you. I was going to say the reaction is like nothing I've ever seen. It's the enthusiasm people have for your work is heartwarming.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
See you soon. Bye bye.